So the Houston Rockets are not doing good. Not really doing so hot in the beginning of the season. They're 14th in the Western Conference, second to last. Um, it's just not looking good right now. And there could be a couple reasons why. I think a lot of people probably go straight to James Harden for the reason. Uh, James Harden hasn't been playing as good as he usually does. Obviously, he's not even averaging 30 points right now. And that's just the main thing with this Rockets team. Just looking at the stats and everything, they're just not playing to the peak that most people would think they could. Like, James Harden is only averaging 26 points. I mean, if we think about it, James Harden is probably going to up that to 35. Whether or not he wants to be with Houston or not, I mean, James Harden, I feel like, is still going to put up the points and the stats. He's still putting up his 11 assists, his 5 rebounds. I was still averaging 4 turnovers per game with that, obviously. Eric Gordon is averaging about almost 15 points per game. Not really shooting the best from 3, and that's like the main thing from this Houston Rockets team. They're not really shooting that good from 3. Like, Daniel House is shooting 20%. Sterling Brown is actually shooting 52% from 3, which is pretty good. Boogie, DeMarcus Cousins is... Listen, he's just not doing that good. All right, he hasn't been doing that good at all so far this season. He's played in only 6 games, but he just hasn't been playing that good. I mean, he's shooting 30% from the 3 and the field. He's shooting 70% from the free throw. He's just not really doing that good. And most of these games he's starting too, I believe. Personally, I think they need to start Christian Wood most of the time, just have DeMarcus come off the bench. Christian Wood is honestly the best player on the Rockets right now. He's playing, by that I mean he's probably playing the most efficient basketball in a way. He is shooting 25% from 3. That'll get better, but I mean he's shooting 54% from the field, 72% from the free throw line. He has 23 points per game, and he's grabbing almost 10 boards per game. You know, he's doing his thing. But yeah, Christian Wood isn't doing that bad. He's doing pretty good. Probably better than most people thought he was going to do. I thought he was going to be really good still for what he did on the Pistons last season when they finally gave him the keys to the offense once they got rid of Andre Drummond. John Wall has been playing pretty good. Probably better than most would think. I mean, he's averaging exactly 20 points per game. He has 5 assists, 5 boards per game with that. He's averaging a steal per game, but he is averaging almost 4 turnovers per game. This team is averaging a lot of turnovers too. Very turnover prone. Is not good. Hopefully those get better, but John Wall's been doing pretty decent. I mean, he's still shooting like 33% from 3, 46 from the field, which isn't too bad. But I mean, he's been doing pretty decent, no doubt. And PJ Tucker's been PJ Tucker. I mean, he's grabbing like 5 boards, 6 points. He's doing it on pretty good efficiency too. He's shooting right now 54% from the 3, 52% from the field. So he's been pretty efficient. Ben McLemore's been doing good. He's averaging 11 points per game on 58 field goal, 64 from the 3. Those are really good splits right now. He's been pretty efficient, no doubt. But I think the issue for this team is just turnovers and their percentages right now. It just seems like they're kind of not in the flow of things, and they're just not efficient right now. And they're getting into like some tough games. Like, they've been versing some tough opponents lately. They'll probably start doing better though. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, be aware that James Harden is probably going to up his points. I wouldn't be surprised by that. and some of these players' percentages will dip. If DeMarcus Cousins could play better, that would help a lot. I mean, he's only averaging 6 points on 30 splits for his percentages and 70% from the free throw line. He needs to do better. Eric Gordon, his 3-point percentage could do better. James Harden could do better. He could score a little bit more, no doubt. Daniel House could shoot better. David Nwaba could do better too. Christian Wood needs to shoot better from 3 as well. 25% is not going to cut it. And John Wall is shooting 33%, which, I mean, John Wall's never really been a 3-point shooter, obviously, but I think they just need to get more consistent. Obviously, we still don't know what James Harden is doing. Honestly, everything that I could be saying might not even matter because James Harden might just play like this for the rest of the year just because he wants to be traded, which is probably not a good idea for him. He should at least probably try with this team. I mean, I would say this team is honestly better on paper than the team last season. Like, at least he doesn't have Russell Westbrook. But, I mean, we'll see what Harden does, but I wouldn't totally count on it. I mean, Harden could just average like 26 to 28 points per game this season just because he doesn't feel like averaging 35 like every other year, which I wouldn't be surprised. But Christian Wood, John Wall, they're playing pretty decent. DeMarcus Cousins needs to get better. Like, he's not playing that good right now. And other role players, their percentages need to go up, like Daniel House, like I already mentioned. Eric Gordon, they just both need to shoot better from 3, to be honest. But I don't think this struggle will happen too long. I know they just lost to the Lakers, but I think once they get back into it, I think they'll start getting a better flow, and I think they'll be fine, honestly. I think this is just kind of growing, not like growing pains, but kind of like that, if you know what I mean. Like, they're just struggling right now, and I think their shooting and the teamwork will get better once they play more games. I think it's nothing to really worry about. I mean, they are the 14th seed right now, which is not good, but I think they'll be fine, honestly. I think they'll go on a good winning streak sooner or later. If not, though, then, I mean, we'll see. If anything, I am worried about James Harden, though, mainly. I am worried that he is not going to try as hard as most seasons, but, I mean, I guess we'll see.